fellow adult collectors, welcome back. Having another discussion about CGC, and we talked about CGC not too long ago because there's a lot of excuses as to why CGC has fallen so far behind, and the excuses that were given I didn't agree with, and I gave my reasoning behind why they've fallen so far behind. It had more so, I think, to do with the fact that they were looking to sell their company and they wanted to disguise their overhead than plastic shortages and the virus and all the rest of it. That's like the new excuse. Everybody is blaming everything on the virus. And it's not necessarily so. I brought this up in the several weekly roundups talking about Big Chief Studios. They were having delays, extensive delays, long before that. Some of these companies have just never really been good at keeping up. And CGC fell way behind. And we're talking about this now because they are expanding. They're expanding their operations into this year. They're planning on this year grading video games now. They're going to grade sealed video games. And then next year, they're looking to, or by the end of this year or next year, expand it to now VHS cassette grading. And they put out a call that they want to communicate with and possibly even hire VHS experts. Because why? They don't know anything about VHS cassettes, but they want to grade them. And you got to wonder if they're not biting off more than they can chew, because they're already way behind with their regular services. They're way behind with their regular services and continue to push. Even with the autograph sessions that they do, the private signings, because unlike PGX and CBCS, they will not acknowledge the autograph of someone else unless they witness it. Even if it's certified and everything, they don't care. They have to witness it. So they do these autograph signings. I must get at least two emails a week from CGC. Oh, we're doing a signing with this person. Oh, we're doing a signing with that person. How about you stop doing that for a couple of months and catch up? That would be nice. It's not going to happen. They're not going to do it. They're going to continue to push forward because they're going to keep getting that money. People are going to continue to pay them because they're considered to be the pinnacle of grading, even though, in my experience, CBCS, PGX, CGC, their grading is all about the same caliber. There's other differences, like I think CBCS has better cases. Their encapsulation is better. I say that because, I rescue books sometimes. I'll crack them open and clean and press a book. CBCS's seem to be harder to get into than the other two companies, although I am as of yet to open up a CBCS book that had archival paper in it, just saying. So that is PGX and CGC do use archival paper, and that may be just my dumb luck, but I haven't opened a CBCS book yet that's had archival paper in it. They have, the bottom line, fallen way behind. And just looking at some of these statistics, and I could do some videos talking about this more in the future. CGC right now, where they stand, is modern books, and that's anything over 1975, and they all have a little bit different of a standard from this perspective. 1975 and up, they're charging $24 a book, okay? And that's 94 days is their current turnaround. That's what they claim their current turnaround is. Or you can get their express service, which is an additional $15 a book, and you'll get it in 31 days. And then pre-1975 is $35 a book for 203 days. So anything before 1975, you're going to be waiting 203 days. Or if you pay the extra $15 a book, it'll be 35 days. And that kind of sucks that basically you would have to pay them their express services price to get them to ship you your book when you should get it anyways. That's what they're telling you. 31 to 35 days is when you should get it. magazines, and they have a pre and a post 1975 magazine turnaround also, and I think it's what $32 and $42 for the magazines, and it's 179 to 183 days for regular pressing. I mean, regular encapsulation. If you want pressing or anything out like that, you're way out, because their pressing services are damn near a year now to wait. It says the turnaround is 247 days, or if you pay the extra $15 a book, it's going to be 148 and 158 days respectively. And that's in addition to your encapsulation. So if you send a book in, a regular Silver Age book, 1967, whatever, and you wanted it pressed, there's 247 days for the pressing, and then another 203 for the encapsulation to get them to slab it. And here's the trick, and I'm not sure a lot of people are aware of this, even people that use these services a lot, because you sit there, for example, the modern book says 94 days, right? And so there's a cat down here. It says 94 days, and 94 days go by, and you're like, where the hell is my book? That's business days. That's weekdays. Weekends and holidays don't count. Did you know that? It actually says that in their descriptions. So weekends and holidays don't even count, and that's with all the pressing services. And there she is. Can you see her?
No.
Why not?
Because the camera's not low enough.
Oh, let them see the cat.
They don't want to see no cat.
Everybody always asks. There she is. Hi, baby. There she is, shedding on me.
Yeah. Well.
It is summer. So, it's not actually 94 days, because you're going to have to tack an extra couple of weeks on there for weekends and holidays. So don't expect that. So they charge the most, and they've got you waiting forever for these books. But then they want to do constant private signings. They want to expand. They're expanding into video games probably this year, 2022. They are looking to expand into VHS encapsulation probably by 2023, early 2023. They're expanding their services, but they're not fine-tuning their services, because people have these excessive wait periods. And, not just magazines fall into the magazine category. That's an issue that I've run into. I have an original Ninja Turtles #4, but it's just wide enough to be counted as a magazine. I'm not waiting for a year for that to come back. Plus, different grading types or tiers are processed separately. So I'll be charged handling fees, shipping, and everything else completely separate for that one book. I'd rather wait. Maybe if I had a bundle of magazines to send in, I could send it, but otherwise, no. Then you look at their competition, and for the most part, their competition seems to be doing better than them. First of all, PGX and CBCS are cheaper. And again, people complain about both of them, but they really don't do a worse job than CGC does. PGX is 30 business days, period, no matter how old the book is. And it's been that way. They haven't missed a beat, honestly. And they're considerably cheaper. 1978 and up, their tier is a little different. $14 a book. $14 a book. 1961 to 78 is $20, and pre-61 is $28. All three of those tiers are cheaper than CGC by a long shot. You're talking about a minimum of $10 to $15 difference in most cases, and their express is $30 a book, pretty much, and you'll get it back in 12 days instead of 30. So they're offering a much better service. And then you look at CBCS, which, if I read their numbers correctly, has actually gotten worse than CGC, because they still charge less than CGC does, but you're looking at 224 days turnaround right now, or if I'm reading this correctly, 14 days for the Express, which is an extra $20 or $24 a book. And I'm like, if you can do it in 14 days, then 224 shouldn't be your projected turnaround. It doesn't make any sense to me. But CGC, I think, is really dropping the ball. They need to slow down and reevaluate. They only have 45 graders at their location in Florida. Maybe open up a satellite location somewhere in the Midwest so that they can, so that some of the books don't have to travel as far. You know, just throwing that out there. They are having an event coming up in Florida here in the next month or two. They put an email out for this as well, that they are having like a one-day seminar where they're going to be talking about grading, and that they have hinted that there may be a hiring event attached to this. So it looks to me like they're looking to hire some graders to become professional graders, which is a switch from the norm. Also, because if I remember correctly, they used to require you to have a degree in arts. You'd have to have like a bachelor's degree in graphic arts or something like that to even work for them. Also, they've been pretty adamant about the idea that their people are not comic collectors. But now you're reaching out to the comic collecting crowd and saying, yeah, we're going to have a seminar, and wink, wink, nudge, nudge, maybe somebody will get hired. So they are changing their standards. Maybe not necessarily their grading standards, but they're changing the standards of how they do their business, which may or may not be a good thing. But obviously they do need more graders, and they probably should have at least one satellite location that's not Florida, so everything's not getting piled up in Florida waiting to be graded for months and months and a year or more. Like I said, if you can imagine sending a magazine in for grading, which is going to be like 247 days, and then another like 179 days after pressing for the grading, grading and pressing, 500 days, just throwing a number out there. Does that make any sense? And again, those are business days or work days, not weekends or holidays. What the hell's going on? And there's plenty of blame to go around. There really is. And I've talked about CGC before and some of these weird things that are going on in some of the policies, but I just wanted to throw it out there. I mean, I still send stuff into CGC and sit there and scratch my head and wonder where the hell my order is, like a lot of people. I'm kind of surprised how far behind CBCS has fallen. I haven't messed with them in a long time, but if those numbers are correct that I got off their website yesterday, that's kind of shocking. 224 days. That's worse than CGC. And then that really makes PGX look like the best option. But again, people don't take them seriously. They still bear a grudge against PGX for some issues, and I don't even know if they're true or not, that came up when they first started doing grading. When they first started grading in the first place, which was more than a decade ago. And I've seen CGC make a lot of the same mistakes PGX does. I've seen CGC books that are in the slab upside down, that have bits of broken plastic slabbed with the book that are damaging the book, that are in there backwards, they have the wrong information on the header. That we saw one that somebody got back from CGC not too long ago on Facebook. He was pissed off because there was a sheet of labels slabbed in with his book. It was CGC's own like marking labels, and a strip of them was slabbed in the book, and he's like, what the hell is this? Nobody paying attention down there? Probably not with 45 graders and hundreds of thousands of books piled up in a warehouse in that Florida humidity. Well, let's hope it's climate controlled. I don't know what their facility looks like. But I just wanted to throw that out there. I mean, guys, you think they're biting off more than they could chew? Again, they're not CGC anymore. They were bought out. They sold their company, which I believe is the reason why they fell so far behind. They needed to improve their services. They needed more graders, but they wanted to keep bringing in that same money without spending more, so they would look desirable to the company that purchased them. It's a trick that most businesses will pull. They'll, especially when it comes to employees, because employees are usually one of a company's biggest expense. So yeah, oh yeah, we know we need to hire probably twice the staff we have, but we're not going to hire anybody because it's going to keep those numbers up. And then when the new company buys them out and sits there and looks at it, they look at the books and then they start seeing the problems, and it's like, well, hell, how do we fix this? Hiring event and expansion are the answers to that question, if they can pull it off. And again, I throw it out to the audience. What do you think about that? Are you disappointed in CGC? Would you consider one of the other companies like PGX, or you're just not feeling it? What are your thoughts on that? Do you think that they're pushing too far? Do you think they should back off for a while? I think they could at least slow down on the signing events. Like I said, I probably get 2 emails a week for signing events to send in for autograph sessions with their CGC graders and whatever celebrity artist or writer is going to be there. Take a month or 2 off from that, maybe. It's not going to hurt you that much. Just a few thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Please do give the video a thumbs up if you got something out of it. We hope that you did. Share it if you can. Subscribe if you're new, all that good stuff. We hope you're a subscriber. We're having a subscriber contest right now. Check it out. It should be the video right before this one. And if that's it, then what more can I say but thanks for watching, and we will see you again soon.